Hey y'all, and welcome to the Max Life. So you see, today is rounds and rounds of laundry, and the reason why we're trying to get caught up on laundry today is because we are under tornado warnings for the entire afternoon. We have another line of storms coming, unfortunately, so not a lot that is going to be going on outside today. I'm just trying to get prepped for that. We're going to be filling up the bathtubs with water. I've already pulled our pecorons out. I have those charged up. Also have my phone still on charge, and I'm trying to wash and dry as many clothes as I can right now, so that in case we do lose power, I will already have washed and dried towels and stuff. I'm also going to be making up a loaf of bread in just a minute, and I have some meat already in the refrigerator that I'm going to be making sloppy joes. So we're going to get through lunch. If the storms come through and we happen to lose power this afternoon, I'm hoping that the majority of the hardest part of the work is done, and we'll have towels, we'll have some water, we'll have food done. And last time it was a little, let me think, it was almost a full day, but not quite a full 24 hours. And that has been the longest amount of time we have gone without power in a while. My biggest concern is we may have to flip on our big generator. So usually we have a generator that is gas. It does have a switch on it that can be swapped to propane. So we do have that generator. It basically is lined to this section of the house where just our freezers and refrigerators run. And we do that because the lights in here are not needed. The lights in the big room is not needed. The only thing we really need our generator for, if we were to not have power for an extended period of time, is for our freezers and our refrigerators. However, we may have to, I've got all of the incubators going. So depending on if we do lose power and it is after so many hours, I have before covered them with blankets, and you know, after 5 or 6 hours, they're still warm. If for some reason we do lose power and it's extended further beyond that, I may have to take these incubators and get them on the generator just so I don't lose all of my baby chicks. And you know, it's just one of those things right now where we just kind of have to play it by ear. I know all of our schools in our area let out at 10 o'clock. Now we are not technically done with school. We're pretty close to it. We have a couple that are just working through some last pages in language books. We actually start school in July because down here in South Mississippi, it is entirely too hot to do anything enjoyable outside in July. So we actually start school in July, and we enjoy the weather right now. So right now it's kind of cool, but it's not real hot. It's not too cold, but not too hot outside. You can actually go outside and sit on the swing and just really enjoy it. And that is the weather we would prefer. So come March, April, May, the first part of June, we really want that to be like our summer. So we start school in July when it is so hot in here in South Mississippi that the kids don't want to be outside. So we start school and we enjoy the nicer part of the southern weather, which really kind of kicks off in March and April down here in the South. And we're almost done with school, so that is another wonderful thing. And other than tying up those loose ends today, just working on a couple more pages. We've already completed all of our math, all of our reading, all of our spelling tests, those fun things, science and history. We're done with all of that. So just a couple more pages in language. Now Livy absolutely loves school, so she's going to come to me every day all through the summer and just want me to sit down and do some schoolwork with her. Jennings and Selah will work a couple of days through the summer. We're looking at probably Tuesdays and Thursdays just to keep their skills up, because they do have a little bit of a dyslexic tendency, and if we completely cut everything off, it will make the next year harder. Ask me how I know. So We will continue those things for probably until May, maybe take June just completely off, because we are going to be busy with bringing in crops and stuff like that, and to just give everybody a break. But then of course we'll pick back up in July, and it is just nice to be here and be in that break. But guys, we are going to start our other prepping, looking for the storms to come in this afternoon. You really don't ever know if they're going to be really bad or not so bad. So you just prep and pray. We have on Ryan Hall, y'all. We're trying to track the storm. I am finishing up Sloppy Joes for tonight.
Severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center.
I've got to get my bread on, and we are watching the weather. There is a really bad line that is about an hour away from us, so we are just trying to get ready for that. They're saying that the winds are about 70 miles per hour with possibilities of tornadoes as well. What are they saying?
They're going to get a bathroom.
This is right next to us. So they've got a storm chaser that's literally about a mile. This is about a mile from our house.
A new storm report just came in from 4 miles southeast of Richwood, Louisiana.
Y'all, we survived the storms yesterday. It really was not nearly as bad as we thought, except for the rain. We got lots and lots of rain. The wind actually wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be either. There are a couple of limbs down, but it could have been way worse. So we were just counting our blessings. I hope that all of you guys that live all over with the big line of storms that come through, I hope that you guys manage to survive those well. I want to announce the winner. This is basically based just off of my channel, but Beth Ann Hunt, your feed comes across as Beth Ann Hunt 4695. If you will please email us, this is your prize. I have to be honest, I am a little bit jealous because I started looking through and looking at some of this, and I thought, this is some really good information. So I hope that you will be able to add this to your book collection, or just scrolling around gaining some general knowledge from the things that God gives us. So please reach out to us so that we can get this to you. So today is freezer time right now. I have a little bit of room I can juggle in this freezer, and then I have one other freezer I need to get in today, because today is the day that we pick up our steer. Now, you guys saw us having a little bit of trouble with the steer that I don't want to say he didn't want to load. He really didn't, but I think his main thing is that he was very, very skittish, and yeah, we just had a real fun time with him. We really haven't ever had that before. Usually we can put a little bit of pressure on them from behind, and they will go ahead and get in that trailer. But he made us work extra hard for his meat. So he, like I told y'all, we did get him loaded. We were not able to record that, but we did get him loaded. And now it is time to go pick that up. So I have got to spend a little bit of time juggling some of the freezer stuff today, because this is probably one of the nicest size steers that we've ever taken. But that is one of the items on the list today, to do these chores and kind of get things maneuvered around, because we do have to go get our steer today.
Days without water along the sun-soaked road, we crossed over borders, get where we are, and it's all for you.
So y'all see my plum tree is showing out. But I have something else to show you that is really cool. So I had a limb on my tree that I guess somebody walked by and snapped it off, or the ranger broke it or whatever. So I took that limb off. I cut it at a little bit of an angle on the bottom and dipped it in some rooting hormone and just stuck it in the ground. Crossed my fingers. Hopefully it will work, but I want to show you guys the limb. Obviously it is still alive because it is producing some really pretty flowers. I just stuck it in the ground. You can see that it's still kind of white right here where the rooting hormone was on. Now, to be completely honest with you, I don't want to leave it there. I just wanted it to live. So this area stays pretty damp and is very, very fertile. You guys have heard me talk about all the worms, how I've added compost to this area for so many years. I have fantastic worms in this area. So I thought if it's gonna live, it's gonna live right here. So I literally just took that broken limb from my plum tree, cut it at an angle with some shears, dipped it in rooting hormone because I had some on hand, in hopes that it would survive, and stuck it in the ground, and so far it looks great. So what I will probably do is leave it there until the latter part of this fall and just let it grow and get a fantastic root system. And then my goal is to dig it up, put it in a pot, let it mature in a pot, and then hopefully the next spring, so a year from now, I'll be able to put it in the ground and basically be mimicking this exact tree. So I have actually tried to take cuttings from this before and root it in lots of different ways. I've tried all kinds of things. I've never gotten it to work, so I didn't know if that was going to actually work or not. But I want to say I did that back in January, and the limb stayed alive. So as long as it will produce some nice roots, that's really all that it needs. But we'll see. I'm not into all the grafting things. I don't really know how to do all of that stuff. It's just not something that we've ever really tried to dive off in and learn. But I wanted to show y'all that because I thought it was pretty cool that I just took the limb and baby steps with it, just cut it, rooting hormone, stuck it in the ground, and so far it's still living. So if I can get it to root, move it to a pot, I'm planning on taking that pot with its nice root systems and burying it next year. Now this is a methley plum tree, and it is so full of plums that my limbs will actually start dragging the ground. It is a blessing. It did break. Well, I want to show y'all this. It did break this limb last year. Hence the reason why it's rigged up right here, and there's tape right here. But of course you can see I saved this entire section, and I have it now with better support. It doesn't mean that it won't get so heavy that it tries to break again this year, and we're looking at readjusting. I don't know, but I am very thankful for the tree. Even if I lose one limb, the tree is just amazing. I will possibly prune it, which I'm not a fan of pruning, but I will possibly prune it to save it in the future if I see that my limbs are having issues supporting the weight of the fruit. But regardless, it is a blessing to be able to have so much fruit on the tree that my limbs are leaning. Alright, so we were just discussing costs. What did you just say after doing all the math on the baby being born on the farm? We fully raised him up. He was processed under somebody else. And what are we paying per pound to put him in our freezer?
So basically, we raised him up. He was around 900 to 1,000 pounds. He dressed out a little over 500 pounds after everything was cut off, meat-wise. Based on what we had in him, what we paid the butcher to help break it down, and then what we raised on average per cow, we had around $4 a pound in him. $3.80 first 4 pounds, $4. So the benefit to that is this: my ground beef, I'm still saving compared to buying the cheapest meat at a Walmart or grocery store. I'm saving money.
But you're also getting top of the line
But I'm
quality.
getting top of the line quality because he did not eat anything sprayed, anything fertilized, and nothing genetically
So
modified.
really, if you compare
Apples to apples.
right, we're saving a tremendous amount of money just by having pure organic meat
Raised
that's
completely off farm that we know where it comes from. Now, see, here's the thing too. Not only are we saving a few dollars per pound on ground beef, when you talk about steaks and talk about tallow and you talk about all this other better quality meats on your, which is what costs the most, in that store right there, in that butcher house, they were selling a regular steak, sirloin, a cheaper steak, for $16 to $17 a pound. Anything like a ribeye or a T-bone, those were up in the 20s.
which is insane.
Which is insane to us, especially because we haven't bought meat like that in forever. But based on that, think of the money we're saving. We're saving around $16 a pound just because we raised it. And not only that, we're still getting better quality than anything that they're selling because, again, most stuff comes from feedlots or so-called CAFOs. So, I mean, it's just a win-win for us.
What are you going to do?
Fishing. And last time when I would go fishing with Aiden, but Aiden left yesterday, and that was a couple days ago, and I caught 7 fish.
Caught 7 fish. Yeah, but we're gonna go fishing now. Aiden's going on vacation with Annabelle. We got all the meat. I had on gloves, but I can still barely feel my fingers. We got all the meat put up. Jennings wanted to go fishing, so we're gonna do that. We got all the steaks loaded over here. Here's all of our leftover birds. We pretty much cleared out the bottom and one on the shelf here. And so we probably have, we had 41 and we're probably down to, if I had to guess, 30 maybe. So we have put a dent in the chicken, but that is the wonderful thing about having your farm. You know, raising your own food is the beauty of it and how it provides for your family. So all the steaks are put up here. There is a couple of extra ground beef that we had to bring over here. All of this is steak right here. And y'all look at this absolutely beautiful brisket. We have a couple of these. So it is a fantastic feeling knowing that we do have very economical food that is top of the line quality. It is worth the hassle. It is worth the extra work. It is worth the stress. All of the things that we had to do to get him to load. You guys saw me make a whole video on that. How we had to move the horse panels from way up here at this barn to the entire other side of the property just to get him loaded because he was so skittish. He was really, really scared. It took us like a whole week longer to get him used to the area. Following a bucket enough where we could almost trick him into the horse panels and get him loaded. But you know what? All of that was worth it. And not only are we getting quality food, but it is at a very, 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 I don't want to say cheap food because it's obviously not cheap, but it is quality food for a fantastic price. Even though it was worth the effort, it pays for itself. So we are pretty well done for the day. If you guys be sure to check out Life with Colby Matt because he did a whole video today on some of the things that he was able to do on the farm. My friends' kids were here again today and they left at 1:30. So Colby and I went to pick up the meat. We're done with all of that. It is just going to kind of be a low cue day for the rest of the day, and we're gonna go grab our poles and go fishing.
It's all for you. It's all for you.
You driving, girl?
It's all for you. I did it all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. Nights without sleeping, 'cause you fear the night. And days without eating, 'cause it ain't enough for two. And it's all for you.
Don't get that in your finger.
It's all for
This
you.
is multiple
It's all
times.
for you.
You've done that multiple times.
Did it all for you.
Don't get me either.
It's all for you. It's all for you.
What you fishing for?
Bass.
Fishing for bass. Romeo, what you doing, huh?
When it is freezing, I will keep you warm. I will hold you closer so you don't feel the cold. And it's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. I did it all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you.
Guys, we had such a fantastic time down at the pond today. The kids, we've got to go in and start prepping some things for supper. It's getting closer to the end of the day. The kids have had an absolutely fantastic day today. They are still trampolining, playing with the dogs, playing basketball, you know, all the fun things. But Mom and Dad's work is never done, but we're going to call it a day today. We did have a wonderful day, fantastic day. We're very, very blessed. Very, very thankful indeed. Thank you guys so much for tagging along and watching this crazy thing that we call life. God bless and happy homesteading, y'all.